All right, welcome back, everyone. In this video, I'll be going over to how to download files, how to upload files, and how to pretty much manage using files that you might need to open for class in this AppStream instance. So by default, there is a folder here. Didn't click that. There is a folder here and under temporary files. You can upload any files that you have on the computer. You can add folders and things like that. So that is an option here. You can also inversely download these files after they're done as well. So all your storage is there. I have integrated Google Drive to this. If you do want to use this, and I hope you do, because this makes it a lot easier for students, we can add your domain here, and it'll be in the scroll down list. And then you'll be able to use the storage. Someone on your IT team will have to request the information. I can send that to you as well, but they'll pretty much have to make an exception on their Google domain. All right, so those are the two ways to kind of get files here and activate it. You can also use Chrome to download files to your temporary storage. There is one caveat with that, that whenever you open Chrome and are running it, you need to change where it's downloading to. So to do that, you go to the three dots here, go to Settings, go to Downloads, and change where the default download location is. Under your PC, when you click that, there's only those two locations. Downloads is really not accessible. So once it downloads there, it's kind of hard to get back out. So make sure that you change where it goes. If you click temporary files and select folders, that will set any downloads that you have will just go to that temporary file storage. Also, if you want, you can click this and this will ask you where you want to store each time. It's just whatever you want to do. So if we do a test by downloading something like 7-zip, see, now my files have downloaded to the temporary files location. And because it's in that temporary files location, I can see it in here. And I'm able to download it, rename, and do all those other files there. So that makes it easier. I do recommend that you download anything big or large file size on Chrome, just because the speed that this runs on in the data center is much faster than your average internet. So it just makes a lot more sense for you to download to this PC through the actual client rather than uploading something that you already have or accessing your Google Drive data. So, I mean, by default, you really should be using this. Another caveat is if you have a bunch of students uploading and downloading files, that will slow down your bandwidth. And the more bandwidth you take up, the less your quality of this streaming is going to be. So underneath here, I'm looking at streaming metrics. The last few things that we've done, we've been under a meg each for each student. So if you have 50 students using this, which I doubt you will, and they're all running a meg and you have 50 download, you'll be taking up that whole stream. So you just have to keep that in mind. If you have very slow internet, you might actually want to group up a couple kids or something along those lines. Of course, they can use this at home on their own internet if you assign homework. This just gives us access to anywhere they have internet, so they can go to McDonald's or wherever and utilize this service. I've included 7-zip. If you're unfamiliar with it, it pretty much extracts files. So I would go down to but anyways, when you have that folder location open, like if you open the folder here, you can run 7-zip applications and extract files. So if you had a bunch of SolidWorks files that was zipped, we gave you the 7-zip just to be able to do that. But yeah, so want to talk about the data that you download to this computer. So once the session is ended, all data that is on this PC is deleted. So if you have anything downloaded to this PC, it is deleted. That also means if you have worked on anything and have not uploaded a save or downloaded that save to your PC, it is gone. So make sure that students are saving to their local PC or to their Google Drive as much as possible, because it is lost. It's kind of like anything else, make sure you're saving while you're working on your projects. But yeah, so that ends what we're trying to go over here about file downloading, uploading, and other items. I will kind of go through the rest of these buttons here, just so you're familiar. So here is your application opener. So you click one of these to open one of the applications. You can also hit the view catalog, and that brings you back to your main screen. You can jump back and forth between those. Do mind you that whenever you do click that, it opens up a new instance. So if you keep on clicking that, that will open more and more up. If you already have it open, I would click this switch windows. So let me open up Chrome, and then I'll show you kind of what it looks like when you have a couple applications. So when you switch windows, each one of these apps is in its own window. You'll be able to go back and forth between your SolidWorks session and maybe your web browser. It just kind of makes it easy to go back and forth. Your file I've shown you before. It's where you can go and get into your temporary files, downloads, and all that, and upload files if you need to. Here is your copy and paste feature. So you can copy to local content from your local device. So if you have something that you wanted to copy and paste, if you hit copy on that, it'll show up here, and then you'll be able to copy it to your device. You hit Control-C, it'll close out. And then you can also do the inverse of that and paste in this, and that way I can take something I've gotten from my local computer, say like a password or something along those lines that you don't want to retype out. You can paste and do that as well. Before I showed you the stream settings, you can edit the settings, but by default, best responsiveness. It just makes it a little bit easier for usability when that's been selected. You can also see some of the cool geek stuff down here if you hit the drop down. Microphone, you don't really need it in this aspect, but if an application needs it in the future, you can. You can also change your screen resolution. By default, it matches whatever, so it'll readjust every time you move your screen. I think you can also set some of that stuff if you want. Regional settings, you don't need to really touch. You can also go full screen. Kind of makes it feel more like this is all in one session. You can also reduce it back. And it does have multiple monitor support. So if you have multiple applications over, you can move them over. Just opens up a separate window for you to be able to move to the other screen. All right, well, I've shown you kind of all the features. You can end your session over here if you want. All your keys here. Do mind you that if you do end your session, you won't be able to open up a new one for a little bit of time. I think 15 to 20 minutes. So make sure if they hit end session, they know that what they've done. All right, on the next video, I'll show you kind of how I want you to report a problem to me or kind of talk to me. Pretty much just going to be my information. Thank you.